It is I, it is Ray, and this is Q&A. Alright, so I think I gotta start this video off by saying that I'm sorry that it took so long for this video to come out. I think it's been almost 2 months since the announcement. At least it feels like 2 months. It's probably way less than 2 months, but it just took way too long. I'm sorry for that. But here it is now, the Q&A. Your Qs are gonna get ate by the Ray. The reason why this video was delayed is mainly because I wanted to do some awesome shit for this Q&A, and I think I'm gonna do that awesome shit next time in the next Q&A. I'm gonna announce that sometime down the road in the next couple weeks or so. But for now, let's answer your Qs right now. The first question is by someone called Chris Atlas Jimenez, and he asks, Ray, what inspired you to make a YouTube channel? Well, so in 2011, I was watching a lot of Call of Duty commentaries on YouTube. That's also how I got into watching a lot of YouTube back then. I think that's how I got addicted to watching online video in general, I think. I was watching those Call of Duty commentaries, and I got into Call of Duty myself. I played a lot of it. I was really, really good at it, and I thought to myself, I can do that too. But I felt like my English wasn't good enough back then, so I was like, if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna have to do it in German. So I did. Back then there weren't a lot of people doing it in German, which is why I was so intimidated by that. But I did it, and I was putting a focus on very good quality. I still am to this day, because that's I think one thing you shouldn't slack in, quality of your videos, because if people stumble upon your channel for whatever reason, and the first thing they see is quality of the video, and then they get into the gameplay, and then they get into your personality. Maybe that's gonna drive them towards a subscription to your channel. So quality is probably the most important thing at first. Of course, you don't have to have awesome quality to make YouTube videos, gaming videos in particular, but it helps. And I think if you have better equipment that also gives you better quality, it's also gonna be easier for you because there's gonna be less things to worry about. So I think investing in all this shit was very expensive, yeah, but worth it because it takes some stress off of me. So in the end, when people say, why did you invest so much into this even though you got such little views, it's because it's fun for me, and I don't want to overcomplicate things, so I buy stuff that just works great at what it does, like this camera or those lights, this stuff, it's great. The first videos I uploaded on my German channel were Minecraft videos. Back then, it was still an alpha. I saw C-Nanners play it back then, and that's how I got hooked on the game. I still to this day feel like I was one of the first German people to actually play that game, because a year later, about 1 year later, the hype broke out for Minecraft, in Germany at least. So I was the hipster when it came to that shit. Eventually I got one of those Hauppauge HT PVR capture cards. I think I still got that somewhere. Oh yeah. This right here is probably what gaming commentary was all revolving around back then, because this is the only thing we had. This was meant to be a thing to record TV stuff with, or just any video source that used component cables back then. And everybody was using that for gaming and console gameplay capturing, and that's how Hauppauge eventually got into the gaming capture game. They weren't always there, they were just personal video people, but because a lot of people bought this specifically for YouTube videos, they got into gaming later. But this is the OG of gaming commentary on YouTube. So this is what I started with when trying to capture my PS3 gameplay. And fast forward half a year, and I created an English channel called The Game Teddy. Some of you may still be from around that time. And then fast forward to June 2013, when I was in the hospital because I had a seizure and collapsed on the stairs out there and broke my arm. And that's how this channel was created. So that's how I got started. The next question is by Daniel Johnston, and it says, would you rather make love to a clone of yourself or a shark? The answer to that is pretty simple. I would definitely want to be a shark, because sharks are basically like dolphins but a little rougher, and I like dolphins and I like it rough. The next question is by Merlin Man, and it says, why do you look like Jack Black with that hair? I get that a lot. I get a lot of people saying that I look like certain people, usually the fat versions of certain people. We had Fat PewDiePie Fat Leonardo DiCaprio, Jack Black, Jensen Ackles, and we had Eldon Henson. Mostly fat PewDiePie because as soon as you make gaming videos and have a face cam, you automatically copy PewDiePie, of course. What else? And yeah, I can see the DiCaprio thing, kinda, a little bit. And yeah, I can definitely see the Eldon Henson thing. I can see that, but Jack fucking Black? Nah. The next thing we got is by Hashem Tabs, and it says, "Spooky skeletons, we came in here at you." Yeah, that's better. There's nothing spooky here. Must be all because of this refreshing Arizona iced tea. Buy yours today. The next question is by Tommy Smout, the man! He's a very loyal subscriber of the Borkin crew and myself. I'm part of the Borkin crew, so I guess that myself was unnecessary to say. But anyway, his question is, so Ray, when do you reckon you would start playing with subscribblers? Well, Tommy, and all the other subscribblers out there, let me answer that for you. I wrote it down over here because there's a lot of things that go into that answer. So I got some bullet points over here. I would do that right now if I could, but there's so many problems. For example, I'm in Germany, which means the majority of my subscribers, which are American, I can see that in my analytics page here on YouTube, wouldn't be able to play with me at normal times. Whenever the Borkin crew, so Mike and Bo, get together and we record, Mike usually has to wake up at like 11 a.m., which he can only do because he works at night, so that's definitely an exception when it comes to American people. But besides that, I also have a relatively tight schedule. Like, I'm trying to push out one video every day to the best of my abilities at least. So when I have free time, I usually try to produce some kind of video. Then I have to work sometimes, which takes off even more of my free time. Then I also have a long distance relationship, which has to be maintained, which only works when there's daily Skyping or talking in general going on, so that takes a lot more of my free time off. Then I'm gonna go to school again next year, which I'm doing to get a better level of education here in Germany, but that means also that I have to get back into it, and I didn't have any math, for example, for 4 years now, which means I'm gonna have to learn a lot of that. I'm gonna have to study a lot for that, which is, oh my god, I'm an adult now. Why do I have to do this shit? I wanna go to school again to be able to go to film school, because right now I wouldn't be able to do that really, or just some that I wouldn't wanna go to, and I wanna go to others, and that's why I have to go to school again. Long story short, next year it's gonna be even more of a tight schedule, so that's gonna be any time that is then still left, I put into video games and going to the gym, because shedding some pounds off of this awesome body isn't coming from itself. So the only time I'd be able to play with subscribers would be in streams, which unfortunately don't happen too often because my internet is fucking shit. Thanks, Germany. But I'd really like to play with you guys, so I'm gonna have to figure something out. Just hang in there, okay? Next question is by Hashem Tabs, and it says, what made you start YouTube? #AskRay. #AskRay is a great thing to do, so if you have any questions for me on Twitter, please use the #AskRay, because that way I can filter out any other interactions that I have going on Twitter, because it was very hard to find Twitter questions because it was so long time ago. So please #AskRay on Twitter. That would be great. But to answer your question, I kind of did that before. I kind of answered that question before in another question. I saw other people do it, felt like I could do it too, and now look at me. I made great friends, and I have a great time with every single video I upload. So, damn, you should start it too. The next question is by my good friend Bo, and it says, when will you start reviewing Boys Love Anime? Beginning of March, man, I told you. The next question is very interesting. It's basically, you can see it on the screen and read it yourself, but the gist of it is, what games can we recommend you to play and which ones do you not want suggested? It's by V2099. Alright, let's answer that. I love it when you guys send me suggestions for games because that usually takes the stress off of me of finding stuff to record, because if you want to push out daily uploads, you really start getting the problem that you don't know what to record at times. It's great when you have a series going on like Bloodborne or Demon's Souls, but those videos take a fucking long ass time to edit, so sometimes you look for smaller one-off episodes or games for smaller one-off episodes, and they're very hard to find at times. So usually I go by hype for new releases, because hype is good when it comes to being a content creator here. And basically you can just suggest anything you would like me to play, but I think you could probably also tell if it's YouTube material or not. With YouTube material, I mean, is there stuff that happens that's funny? Then it's probably YouTube material. If there's a lot of silences with the commentary, it's probably better streaming material than YouTube material, or at least for my channel, it's not the best YouTube material, but you can still suggest it and I'm probably gonna check it out in my own free time when I have free time, but it's probably not gonna be on my channel. But suggest anything you want, really, there is no restrictions. And thank you for suggesting, it's great. Next question is by Johnny English, and he says, do you play on consoles? If so, what ones? I have a PS3, a PS4, and a Wii, but I pretty much only play PS4, and usually only the exclusives, everything else is on the PC. There's your answer. Next question by Shadow, why not upload each day one video, Ray? So why not upload one video each day? Because it's hard as shit, dude! Next question by Ying Oliva. My questions, two actually. You've been doing YouTube for a pretty long time. How did you manage to continue making videos, even with little views, over such a long time? Were you ever discouraged? And do you prefer your hair short or long? Well, those are some pretty good questions right there. Let me answer it. So first part of the question, that is an awesome question, but a very easy answer. It's way too much fun to produce this video, so views don't really matter, but what more views would allow me to do is spend more time making these videos. Because now when I make those videos, I always have in the back of my head the thought of, I could be doing something else that's actually gonna help me out financially, for example, and that's always a little bit scary because you spend a lot of time making these videos and you could go to work and earn some good money there. But instead you sit down and edit a video for 5 hours. So it's hard weighing those pros and cons out sometimes, but it's too much fun to stop for me, so that's not gonna happen. It's basically always like, am I gonna edit a video for 5 hours now or go to work to earn extra money? And if there would be more views, it would always be, yeah, I am totally gonna edit this video for 5 hours now because it's gonna pay off even more than going to work now for the next 5 hours. So there's that. But no matter the views, I'm gonna keep on making these videos because it's too much fun. It's really fun to do these. And to the second part of the question, how do I prefer my hair, long or short? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna be really happy when my hair is gonna be a little longer than this right now. I am right now very, very happy that I can do this kind of stuff because it allows you to have long hair, but not have the inconvenience of it falling into your fucking face all the time. So that helps out. But shorter hair also has its positives, so I really don't know. The next question is by MBR. Do you know how to whip or nay-nay? Why, yes, of course. It's practically all I ever do.
You already know it. Solid talk. Solid talk. Solid talk. Don't do it, buddy. Now watch me whip. Now watch me nay-nay.
Next question by D. Swayze. Do you reside in Europe? If so, have you been to the US or would you ever consider visiting America? I live in Europe, more specifically Germany, more specifically the state of Bavaria. I have been to the United States numerous times. Actually, as a kid, I was there a lot, which is where the foundation for my language skills comes from. The rest of the English skills here comes from talking all the time when doing these videos. But I practically live there. I do plan on going there more often in the future, and I also kind of want to live there in a couple years because specifically in Los Angeles, a lot of stuff exists that interests me a lot. the film industry is there, and I love film. So I kind of have to go there in a couple of years. Next question by SuperLister97. Ray! Yes? What will you do if you woke up with 10 million subs? Great question, great question. I would celebrate like crazy, make a thank you video as fast as possible, and give shout outs to my friends. Because they deserve it so much. Next question by NextZH. Do you have dreadlocks on your nips? Hashtag Q&A. What kind of stupid question is that? Of course I do! Next question by Tomatenfruchtfleisch. Why won't you play Final Fantasy 12, dude? Thanks, Simon, my friend who lives 3 minutes away from me, for that great question. Du weißt genau, dass ich spielen würde, hätte ich mehr Zeit, okay? Okay. Next question by Anders M. Q&A. Why is your hair so fab? Do you use a secret product? Thanks for that compliment, but it's a secret, okay? They don't want you to know that, but this ex-banker in your immediate vicinity wants to spill the beans on it now. Just click on this now because they're gonna delete it. You have to change your barber in August of 2014. Have him fuck up your hair to the point where it looks like complete fucking shit. You have to run around like that until September of 2014. Then you run to your local grocery store, pick up very cheap hair dye for $3, which actually was supposed to be dark brown but has a slight red shimmer to it. Then you run around like that for 3 days until you realize it looks like complete shit and people have been telling you it looks like shit. Then you drive to your local media market and buy clippers to shave your fucking head bald. And then you let that shit grow, my and you cannot cut any of it off. Also, sometime down the line, you have to get blonde highlights in your hair. That's very important. It's very important. So we got a Twitter question by Ruben Troy Baker at Ruvik18. Very big fan of The Evil Within. I know that because I stalk your Twitter profile. No, I don't. I don't. Maybe I do. I don't. Maybe. No. So my question for your Q&A is, do you have any siblings? Because I don't, and I sometimes wish I want a 15-year-old brother. Unfortunately not, but I often wish I had another person in my life which had to go through the same exact circumstances as me. Growing up with the same parents, the same people around you, just the same environment, and trying to do something with your life. I would like to see how another person, given those same conditions, would handle it. That would be cool. Also, having more family members is awesome because family is amazing. Family is so important. I'd really like to know what the person would look like. Man, Mom! I was just trying to get her to make me a sibling real quick. Turns out it doesn't happen that quickly. There should be an app for that. I do, however, have a cousin which has always been like a brother to me. We're very close. Recently, we weren't so close because he's very busy with university stuff. That's okay. He's still my bro. A big bro. Also, my family is kind of big and I have a lot of people in there which are roughly the same age as me, so I don't think I'm missing out on not having any siblings because I have people in my family which basically are like my siblings. We have another Twitter question by my boy Michael. If your feet were severed and you were given the option of a transplant, what would you choose? Duck's feet or chicken's feet, and why? Dude, I'd straight up take the duck's feet because they're basically the same thing as chicken's feet, only with chicken feet you got basically last year's model, which is cool and all because it still performs all the necessary tasks, but with duck's feet you got basically version 2.0 and you got those flaps in between the fucking toes, and it's got improved Wi-Fi! Duck's feet don't come with Wi-Fi? But it has NFC, right? And that, ladies and gentlemen, have been all the questions and answers for this Q&A. So for the next Q&A, just leave questions under any video. I read every single comment anyway. And if you feel like asking questions on Twitter, please use the hashtag AskRay because that helps me find those questions way more easily. So until next time, this has been Ray, and have a nice rest of your day. Peace.